Hey, what's going on everybody? Pastor JKevz Reyes here and welcome to today's video. Last time from our previous series, we talked about our Lord God, Savior, King, Redeemer, Healer, Protector, Deliverer, our everything, Jesus Christ, on the cross of Calvary. The science and history of crucifixion, a medical perspective. Let us recap. Part 1, Roman history of crucifixion. Part 2, mortal wounds and physical injuries. Part 3, nail-pierced flesh and bones. Part 4, asphyxiation, hypovolemic shock, pericardial effusion, and cardiac rupture. And Part 4, last time, or Part 5, yesterday, incarnation, crucifixion, and resurrection, amazing grace. If you still haven't watched Part 5, 4, 3, 2, and Part 1, you can watch it right now or you can view it later. These are all available at my YouTube playlist. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook so that way you can help me spread the word to the world and do something for God during this pandemic. That being said, again, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, and Part 5. Today, let's talk about a new topic, a new lesson. But first, let's read Bible verses. Even 3,000 talents of the gold of Ophir, remember that, and 7,000 talents of refined silver, to overlay the walls of the houses withal, the temple of Jerusalem of Solomon. Then shalt thou lay up gold as dust, and the gold of Ophir, there is it again, as the stones of the brooks. It cannot be valued with the gold of Ophir, again, with the precious onyx or the sapphire. King's daughters were among thy honorable women. Upon thy right hand did stand the queen in gold of Ophir. There is it again, gold of Ophir. And the navy also Hiram or Huram, the same person, the king of Tyre, Phoenicians, that brought gold from Ophir, brought in from Ophir great plenty of almog trees or algum trees, the same thing, and precious stones. And the servants also of Huram or Hiram, the same person, king of Tyre, Phoenicia, and the servants of Solomon, which brought gold from Ophir, same place, brought algum trees or almog trees, the same thing, almog or algum, and precious stones. We will talk about algum or almog in the next video on part 2. Okay, so the servants of Hiram and the servants of Solomon, the servants of these two kings, King Hiram and King Solomon, went to Ophir to fetch gold. And they came to Ophir, the servants of Hiram and the servants of Solomon, and fetched from thence gold, 420 talents, and brought it to King Solomon. And Huram or Hiram sent him by the hands of his servants ships, and the servants that had knowledge of the sea, seamen, seafarers. And they went with the servants of Solomon to Ophir, and took thence 450 talents of gold, and brought them to King Solomon. So, where is this land of gold? Where is the place that is called Ophir? Okay, we will search for it. We will look for it. This is the blessing within, not from without. We have the blessing in our hands, here in our place. This was inspired from the God Culture, TGC, with their series called Solomon's Gold Series. I researched this, yours truly, 3 years ago, yes, 2017. So this is my old PowerPoint presentation. This is not new. I would just like to teach it again para maging useful naman at hindi masayang at hindi mabulok sa aking archive. So, where is the land of gold? Where is Ophir? We will look for it. What country is it? What nation is it? Is it real? Is it true? Or is it fantasy? Is it fiction, myth, legend, fairy tale, or is it real? Okay, we will find it. Spoiler, sneak peek, I will tell you from the start, from the get-go, it is the Philippines. And I'm going to prove it. I'm going to cite evidence and proof to prove that Ophir is Philippines. And I would just like to thank someone. Shout out to Pastor James Kendrick Britannia, who ushered me, who recruited me, who invited me to be an Ophirian. So, si Pastor James ang nagsabi sa akin na, hey, Pastor Kevz, research mo yung Ophir. Maganda yan. So, shout out I give credits to whom credits is due. Thank you, Pastor James, for inviting me to be an Ophirian and research Ophir. Okay, that being said, let us begin. Sa lugar na Tel Kosil sa bansang Israel, noong 1946, may mga archaeologists na nagdig at nakahanap sila ng isang archaeological artifact, isang pottery shard na may nakasulat na Hebrew. Okay? So noong unang panahon, wala pa silang mga papel, paper, sinusulat nila sa mga tablets of stone, sa kanilang mga documentation. At yung mga linguist sa linguistic department, tinranslate ang inscription. Ang sabi ay gold of Ophir 2 Bet Horon or 4 Bet Horon 30 shekels. So just like in 2 Chronicles 8:5, Solomon built Bet Horon. So just like Lazada or Shopee or eBay or Amazon, the place where did it came and then where is it going to? From and to. From Ophir to Bet Horon or from Ophir for Bet Horon. Gold of Ophir, and then the item. What is the item? Shekels. How many parcel? The package, 30 shekels. The shipment. Okay? So this proves that Ophir is real. Ophir is true. It's a real place. It's not fiction, fairy tale, fantasy, myth, or legend. It's real. So where is Ophir? Okay? We have already said that it's Philippines and we're going to prove it. Okay? And the King Solomon made a navy of ships in Ezion-Geber, a port, which is beside Elot on the shore of the Red Sea in the land of Edom. So this is a very detailed, precise, accurate location with precision, with accuracy. Okay? Ezion-Geber, Elot, Red Sea, and Edom. And Hiram or Huram, the king of Tyre, Phoenicia, sent in the navy his servants, shipmen that had knowledge of the sea, seafarers, with the servants of Solomon. Again, the servants of Hiram teamed up with the servants of Solomon. Servants of 2 kings, servants of 2 kingdoms. And they came, the servants of Hiram and the servants of Solomon, where? To Ophir. What did they do there? And fetched from there thence gold. How many? 420 talents, and brought it to King Solomon. Okay? So, this is Ezion-Geber, the seaport on the south, at the shore of the Red Sea, beside Elot, in the land of Edom. So this is the northern port and this is the southern port. North is the Mediterranean Sea and south port is the Red Sea. Go down, Red Sea. Go up, Mediterranean. So ito hilaga sa taas and then timog sa baba. That is very important. Remember it. The south, Red Sea. Okay? So why would they go through the southern port, the Red Sea? Because they are going to the east. They're heading to the east. Papunta silang silangan. If they're going to use the northern port upwards, they would go through the Mediterranean Sea to the west. Kung sila ay gagamit sa taas na port, sa hilaga, papunta silang kanluran, west, Mediterranean Sea. But no, gusto nila pumunta ng silangan, kaya ginamit nila yung port sa timog. The port down below, Red Sea. Okay? So you cannot go here. Right? If you want to go west, use the Mediterranean. If you want to go east, use the Red Sea port. It's very, very clear. So this is the table of nations. Ophir is not just a place. Ophir was a person. Ophir was a name of a person, of a human being. And Joktan begat Almodad and Shelep and Hazarmavet and Jera, beautiful names. You could use this to name your children, your kids. And Hadoram and Uzal and Dikla. 28. And Obal and Abimael and Sheba and Ophir and Havilah and Jobab. All of these 30 names were the sons of Joktan. So Sheba, Ophir and Havilah and Jobab are all brothers. They are all sons. They are all males. They are all guys. They are all boys. They are all men, not women, not ladies, not female, not girls. So Ophir is a man. And Ophir is the son of Joktan. Joktan is the father of Ophir. Remember this, it's very important. And their dwelling, the dwelling place of Sheba, Ophir, and Havilah, and all of these names, was from Misha, okay, as thou goest unto Sephar, a mount of the east. So, they came from Misha, and they went straight to the east, at Mount Sephar. Nanggaling sa Misha, papuntang Sephar, isang bundok sa silanganan. Remember that. So, Misha is now Mashhad, Iran. And they came from Misha and they headed to the east. Okay? Mount Sephar sa silanganan. So, anong masasabi ni Job sa Gold of Ophir? Gold of Ophir is very famous, very popular Many people knew about this. So Job said, "Then shalt thou lay up gold as dust." Pakalat-kalat lang mga ginto, napakarami, many gold, abundance of gold. It's just like the grain, the salt, the sand of the sea, and the stars in the sky. Gold was not rare back then, okay? And the gold of Ophir as the stones of the brooks. You can find it in the rivers, in the seas, in the oceans. Gold was everywhere. It cannot be valued with the gold of Ophir, so it was very expensive. The value of it is very, very high. Okay? With the precious onyx or the sapphire or the blue crystal. Okay? Then what did Isaiah said about gold of Ophir? The prophet Isaiah said, "Then I will make a man more precious than fine gold." Okay, precious and fine, puro. Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So this is a prophecy of the incarnation of God, the manifestation of Yahweh, the birth of Jesus Christ. Okay? And that man, Jesus Christ, the humanity, the human nature, is more precious than the gold of Ophir. What did King David said about gold of Ophir? We had Job, we have Isaiah, now we have David. King's daughters were among thy honorable women. Upon thy right hand did stand the queen in gold of Ophir. So queens are in gold of Ophir. So gold from Ophir must be very, very important, must be very, very significant. Okay? And he shall live, and to him shall be given of the gold of Sheba. Oh, hold on. Hindi na gold of Ophir, gold of Sheba na. Is this a typographical error? No, it's not. Gold of Ophir is still the same place of the gold of Sheba. Remember, Ophir and Sheba were brothers. Sheba and Ophir were both the sons of Joktan. Okay? So Sheba is in the same place where Ophir is. And there are many gold. Okay? So gold of Sheba, same as gold of Ophir. Prayer also shall be made for him, for Jesus, continually, and daily shall Jesus be praised. This is David made a prophecy in the Old Testament regarding Jesus, and it was fulfilled in the New Testament. Remember, Sheba and Ophir went from Misha to Sephar, a mount on the east. So that is their dwelling place. So Sheba and Ophir all dwelt in the east from Misha. Okay? So 3-year journey. So the journey from Israel, the kingdom of Solomon, Jerusalem, the temple, from that temple, from Jerusalem to Ophir, it would take 3 years. It's very, very far. It's not near. For the king's ships, Solomon's, went to Tarshish, another place, with the servants of Huram or Hiram, the king of Tyre, Phoenicia. Every 3 years, once came the ships of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory, apes, and peacocks. We will talk about these items in the next video in part 2. So, 3 years. Some people say that Ophir is Yemen or Ophir is Ethiopia. But, from Israel to Yemen, you will only take 4 weeks if you use camels and horses. No cars, no airplanes, no ships. And from Israel to Ethiopia, it would just take 1 month and 1 week. You don't need 3 years. It's very, very near. It's not far enough. But Ophir, you would need 3 years. You won't need 3 years to go to Yemen or 3 years to go to Ethiopia. But you would need 3 years if you want to go south and then east, far east from Misha. Okay? So, it's not Yemen. Ophir is not Yemen. Ophir is not Ethiopia. It's not even islands. It's not even at the ends of the earth. It's the Middle East. It's the middle of the earth, not the ends of the earth. It's not the uttermost part. It's the middlemost part. Okay? So there you go. Sheba, and then 3-year journey. Jehoshaphat, after King Solomon died, Jehoshaphat wanted to go to Ophir also. Jehoshaphat wanted to get gold from Ophir too, just like King Solomon. Right? He wanted to imitate King Solomon who already died. So Jehoshaphat made ships of Tarshish again to go to Ophir for gold, because there are many gold in Ophir. But they went not. Why? For the ships were broken at Ezion-Geber, the southern port. Here, Ezion-Geber, the port on the south, sa Timog, down below. The northern port is at Mediterranean. So, the ships of Jehoshaphat were broken here at Ezion-Geber, because Jehoshaphat wanted to go to the east, Ophir, but he was not able. Why did the ships of Jehoshaphat became broken? This is the reason. Thou breakest the ships of Tarshish with what? An east wind. Wind from the east. hangin, bagyo, tornado, hurricane, twister from the east. Ipo-ipo mula sa silanganan. Just like amihan, habagat, right? So east wind destroyed the ships of Jehoshaphat. So Jehoshaphat failed to go to Ophir, but Solomon did not. So Tarshish, isles from afar. Surely the isles, many islands, shall wait for me, and the ship of Tarshish first to bring thy sons from far, because they are not near, their silver and their gold with them. Again, so it's not Ophir, it's Tarshish. But wait, Tarshish is at the same place of Ophir. We will talk about it later. Further, he adorned the house, the temple of Solomon in Israel, with precious stones, and the gold was gold from where? Parvaim. I thought the temple of Solomon was made of gold from Ophir, but now the temple of Solomon was made of gold from Parvaim. So which is true? Is there a contradiction? No, there is no contradiction. So the gold in the temple of Solomon was from Ophir or Parvaim? No, Ophir is also the same place as Parvaim, because Parvaim is not a location. Parvaim is not a place. Parvaim is a direction. In the map, in the compass, is it north, south, east, and west? Okay? What is the meaning of Parvaim? Parvaim it means oriental regions or eastern regions. So it's derived from the Sanskrit purva, which means orient or oriental or east or eastern. And sure enough, Ophir is in the east. Ang Ophir ay nasa silangan, so there is no contradiction. If you say the temple of Solomon was made of gold from Ophir, and you say the temple of Solomon is also made of gold from Parvaim, there is no contradiction, because Parvaim is east, gold from the east, which is Ophir. Okay? Ophir is in the direction of Parvaim. Ophir is in the east. Gold from Ophir, gold from the east. There is no contradiction there. Another word, silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Upas. We have Ophir, we have Tarshish, we have Sheba, we have Parvaim, and now we have Upas. Is there a contradiction? No, there's not, and I'm going to prove it. The work of the workman and of the hands of the founder, blue and purple is their clothing. We will talk about purple and blue in some other time, some other topic, some other video, maybe in part 3 or part 4. They are all the work of the cunning men. Then I lifted up mine eyes, prophet Daniel said, and look, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, white, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Upas. So it's not Ophir, it's not Sheba, it's not Tarshish, it's not Parvaim, it's Upas. Is this a different place? No, this is the same place. Let's prove it. The Upas, the meaning of the word Upas is fine gold of Pison or Pison. It's the Hebrew word. So what is Pison or Pison? It's also gold. Upas gold of Pison. So Pison is a river from Eden, and we know that Eden is in the eastern oriental regions. It is actually Philippines. I'm going to prove it in some other video. Okay, and a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there the river parted, and the river became into 4 heads. So the river became 4 rivers. The name of the first river is Pison, Upas, gold of Pison. That is it which compasseth, surrounds the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold, and the gold of that land of Havilah is good. The gold of Havilah is good, and there is bdellium and the onyx stone, just like Ophir. So Ophir is also the same place of Havilah, where the river Pison, Upas, compasseth or surrounds. Napapalibutan ng ilog Pison ang lupain ng Havilah, na ang Havilah ay siya rin ng same place ng Ophir. Why? Because Havilah and Ophir were brothers. They were the sons of Joktan. Sheba, Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab, all these were the sons of Joktan, and they dwelt from Mashad, Iran, Misha. From Misha, they went to the east, Mount Sephar. So they all dwelt in the same place. So si Ophir, si Sheba, si Havilah, ang mga anak ni Jobab, at si Jobab, kapatid nila, anak ni Joktan, lahat sila ay nakatira sa iisang lugar at the same place. So where Havilah is, ayun din ng Ophir. Kung maraming gold sa Ophir, syempre maraming din gold sa Havilah, because they were brothers. And the places were named after these persons. Mga lugar ay pinangalanan ayon sa pangalan ng magkakapatid na ito. And then Joktan, their father of Ophir, father of Havilah, had a brother. So they had an uncle. May kapatid yung tatay nilang sa Joktan. So the brother of Joktan was Javan, the uncle of Ophir and Havilah and Sheba. So these were their cousins. Ito ang mga pinsan nila. Okay? The sons of the brother of their father. Elisha and Tarshish. See, the ships of Tarshish going to Ophir. And Kittim and Dodanim. By these were the islands. Remember that. Of the Gentiles, not Jews, not Jewish, divided in their lands. So this is after the Babel scatter. Nimrod's Tower of Babel. Okay? The maritime sons of Japheth. The son of Noah. So Tarshish was the cousin of Ophir and Havilah, and they all dwelt in the same place with many islands on the far east. Benches of ivory brought out of the isles of Chittim. See? Chittim. Or Kittim. And then blue and purple from the isles of Elisha. See? Elisha. The men of Dedan or Dodanim. It's the same person with different spelling, just like Elisha, Elijah, Elias. Judah, Judas. Obadiah, Obadias. Joshua, Jesus. Same name, different spelling. Okay? Dedan were thy merchants. Many isles again, islands, were thy merchandise of thine hand. They brought you for a present horns of ivory and ebony. So, the sons of Javan and the sons of Joktan, the cousins, Ophir, Havilah, Jobab, Sheba, and Tarshish, and all of these guys dwelt in the same place from Mishad Iran to Mount Sipar, a mountain in the east with many islands. So, what country has many islands in the east? What nation is full of isles in the Orient? So, anong bansa ang maraming pulo sa silanganan? Anong bansa ang nasa silangan na maraming kapuluan? Nakapuluan, maraming pulo. Okay? So, Ophir, the isles, keep silence before me, O islands, many isles. And let the people renew their strength. Let them come near. Why? Because they are far. Lapit kayo kasi malayo. Uttermost part, diba? Ends of the earth, dulo ng mundo. Then, let them speak. Let us come near together to judgment. Who raised up the righteous man where? From the east. Mula sa silangan. So, islands from the east. Mga pulo sa silangan. Mga kapuluan sa silanganan. He had not gone with his feet. He did not walk. Why? Because he went by boat. Watery, bangka. You cannot walk on water, only Jesus can. The isles saw it and feared. The ends of the earth, see, hangganan. The earth is round, the earth is not flat, but the ends of the earth, meaning the ends of the ground, the ends of the land, meaning the shore. Anong meron sa dulo ng lupa? Dagat. What is in the ends of the earth? Seas, oceans, waters. On the far east, were afraid drew near and came. Looking at the south, again, the southern port is Yon-Giber Red Sea going to the east, because if you use the northern port, that you would use Mediterranean Sea going to the west. Okay, so the southern port is Yon-Giber to the east to Ophir. South, Timog, down below, shall rise up in the judgment with this generation and shall condemn it. For she, the queen of the south, came from the uttermost parts of the earth. The queen of the south is Queen Sheba, who visited Solomon. Queen Sheba did not came from Ethiopia. Queen Sheba did not came from Yemen, because Ethiopia and Yemen are not islands. Ethiopia and Yemen are not in the east, they are in the middle. Alright? They are not in the uttermost part of the earth. They are not in the ends of the earth. And you won't need 3 years to journey from Israel to Ethiopia or Israel to Yemen. So, Ethiopia is not Ophir, or Yemen is not Ophir. Those two places are the wrong locations. Okay? So, she came from the uttermost part of the earth, not from Yemen, not from Ethiopia, but from the far east, from the islands. She came from the uttermost parts of the earth, from the ends of the earth, from the east, from the islands. Sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise from the ends of the earth. See, ye that go down south, see, not north, not the northern port, not Mediterranean, but the southern port is Yon-Geber at the edge, at the shore of the Red Sea, beside Elot at the land of Edom. So, southern port to the sea, and all that is therein, the isles and the inhabitants thereof. So, the Queen of Sheba from the Far East, from the islands, from Philippines. By the way, part 2, Shiba is Cebu. We will talk about it next time. He came from Philippines and arrived at the southern port at Ezion-Geber at the Red Sea, south, go down, and then went up to Israel, Jerusalem, to visit King Solomon. So, and all the kings of Tyrus, king of Tyre, Hiram or Huram, Phoenicia, and all the kings of Sidon, and the kings of the isles which are beyond the sea. See? Beyond the sea. Dedan, and Tema, and Bus, and all that are in the utmost corners, far east. Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations, and declare it where? In the isles, near? No, afar off, beyond the sea, utmost corners, uttermost part of the earth, islands, multitude of isles, from the east, Parvaim, Ophir, eastern, orient. Let the multitude of isles be glad thereof. To be exact, 7,701 islands. Pilipinas. The pearl of the east, perlas ng silanganan, pearl of the orient. And say unto Tyrus, okay, Tyre, where Hiram or Huram reigned, King Hiram, the Phoenicians. O thou that art situate, where? At the entry of the sea, far east, Philippines, which are the merchant of the people, for many isles, many islands from the east, beyond the sea, entry of the sea. It's the Philippines. Sobrang precise ng detail. Yung accuracy is very, very accurate. Yung precision, the complete detail, location. Where is Ophir? The land of gold. Philippines is Ophir. Philippines is the land of gold. So this is the end of part 1. Where is the land of gold? Where is Ophir? Next topic for the next video next time. I hope it will be uploaded tomorrow. Part 2. Okay, this is part 2 inside part 1. All of this is just part 1. One preaching, 1 hour. We chop it and divide it into many parts, sub-parts. So, next time we will talk about almog trees or algum trees, which is the red sandalwood. Nara tree, gopher wood, gold wood from Ophir. This is the wood that Noah used to build Noah's Ark. So, we will talk about it next time. This is a very long video, 27 minutes. I'm very, very sorry, but thank you for listening all the way through the end. Once again, I am Pastor JKevz Reyes. Thank you for listening. Share my videos. Tell your friends about Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is Ophir, the biblical land of gold. The blessing is not without, but the blessing is within. Because Philippines was and still is the land of gold. And we were going to prove later, in the next videos, next topics, next lessons, that there are abundant of gold, napakaraming ginto sa Pilipinas. You know Ferdinand Marcos, the president? Yeah, gold bars. And shout out again to Pastor James Kendrick Britanya sa pag-yaya sa akin, pag-akay sa akin. Ushered me, invited me, recruited me to study Ophir and be an Ophirian. This is inspired from the God Culture series. I don't own this intellectual property. This is not plagiarism. I cite my source references to avoid plagiarism from the God Culture. TGC, Solomon's Gold series. Research by yours truly. 3 years ago, year 2017. This is a very old lesson. This is not new. Okay? Thank you and God bless.